Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
What is microbiome?
Yeah, that is latest. It is a subject which is there for quite some time, but nowadays a lot of works have been going on with respect to microbiome. Microbiome is the part of our system. That is, as we know that we have 100 trillion cells, approximately, built in you. If they are 100 trillion, they are 100 trillion individual units. A human cell. 100 trillion human cell built in a human body, in an adult. Each cell is an individual unit by itself. They know how to jump, they know how to dance, they know how to talk, they know how to smile, they know how to cry. That is one part of the body. The second part of the body is the microorganisms inbuilt through our birth. Every cell has 200 to 500 microorganisms in equation. Depending on the person, it varies. See, suppose in you, every cell is having 300 microorganisms. So your body is not only built with 100 trillion cells, they are also built with 100 into 300 microorganisms, trillion of them. 100 into 300 trillion microorganisms are there in your system.
Wow.
If you take all these microbes, collect them together, approximately they feel it should be a size of a liver, human liver. That's what they estimate, the present day scientists. There are a lot of people who have been doing research in the last 20 years of the microbiome and the human physiological function with respect to various systems inside. So microorganisms, this whole part of the human body is studied under the banner of microbiome. You have a lot of scientists who are doing huge amount of work. But many of these works in the last 20 years is unfortunately put behind the carpet because of certain reasons, which may take some time for people to accept. So, for example, I'll tell you, if you take your dental area, you have more than 800 species of microorganism inbuilt living there.
Into the mouth, yeah.
The maximum microbiome is in the gastroenteritis system from the dental to the anus, out of which the highest is the gut flora in the stomach. They are called floras.
Flora.
So, floras are there in every part of the body. So the next second level of highest part of microorganisms are there in your dermis health, the skin. Yeah. So you have your brain flora, you have your heart flora, you have your lung flora, you have your liver flora, you have your gut flora, you have your intestinal flora. Every part of the body has their own specific population of number of microorganisms which are doing number of works for our harmonious well-being.
Beautiful.
This is what is microbiome.
It's a misconception to think that you are only your cells or your organs.
No.
Yeah.
Microbiomes contribute a lot of stuff.
True.
There is specific microbiome in the smaller intestine. What they eat and excrete is vitamin K2. That's the only way you get vitamin K2. There are certain, lactobacillus, a particular lactobacillus, there are a number of lactobacillus bacteria in the stomach. A particular lactobacillus produces melatonin, which is responsible for your sleep. It is not the pineal gland in the brain alone produces melatonin. That's not enough for your sleep. The lactobacillus tribe, a particular tribe which produces melatonin, is also needed to put your brain to sleep. Yeah.
So what are the functions that the microbiome play in terms of diabetes?
What happens is, there are various functions, there are various helping the gut flora in the stomach does in our digestion. Okay. So now recently, there is a research which was done about a year and a half ago. The Japanese are doing a lot of work in microbiome. So a particular species of lactobacillus, when it completely wiped out from your stomach, then there is a difference in our carbohydrate digestion in the stomach level, which leads to diabetes. They have taken all the diabetic patients and they have seen this particular lactobacillus bacteria is completely wiped off. How they get wiped off is very simple. Basically, there's a subject called ADR, adverse drug reaction. In pharmacology, we have, modern science have thousands of medicines. So all the antiseptics, these antibiotics, anti-inflammatory drugs, antacids, painkillers, one round of antibiotic, if you take 5 to 7 days, they kill 1/3 of lactobacillus population in the stomach, which takes 6 months to 1 year for the body to rebuild it back again.
My God, okay.
Which hampers everything in you. That's a problem. So your healthy part of your stomach is based on the quantitative part of your gut flora population. They are not one single organism. They are not one single tribe. There are a number of them who does different kinds of action. You can go to Russell Chaffee, who's an 85-year-old a Jewish scientist who has done maximum work on microbiome in the modern science. He's living in US. And you have number of his research papers, you have number of his videos in the YouTube who explains you what is the hard work that he's done in the last 30 years on microbiome. You have a lot of Japanese scientific councils who are doing a huge amount of work on microbiome, and then you can also go through their research outputs as what's happening with respect to the gut flora.
Sir, are there any foods that should be consumed to, to strengthen the microbiome, just as maybe drugs or medicines have the ability to kill the microbiome? I'm sure there are foods that promote microbiome. So are there specific foods that one should consume to strengthen the number of microbiome within the body?
Yeah, the antibiotics which have been handled by the modern science as a basic drug to protect ourselves from many illnesses. Later on, when they found that it is really hampering our microbiome part of the body, they came out with a lot of probiotics. So you're talking about probiotics.
Probiotics. Yeah.
So when it comes to the question of food and nutrition, there is no much studies have been done by food and nutrition area. Because we don't know the conversion levels after the digestion. We have zero knowledge on conversion levels. Okay. The biochemistry is able to see many things on the research table. But then what happens exactly inside? We study everything on a table.
Right.
We take a general epithelial cell and study the single cellular mechanism on a table. And this is what that cell exactly does inside when it is in the network.
We are not sure.
So the scientists themselves say each glucose molecule is converted to 38 ATP molecules, which is a high energy currency to drive the DNA and RNA for the cellular function. But then whether the liver cell does the same 38 and the heart cell the 38, or pancreatic cell produce the same 38, which they don't know. Or inside, when they are in the network, oxidative phosphorylation of mitochondrial electron transport chain happens, producing ATP molecule, conversion of pyruvates. Are they producing this number or producing more or producing less, which we don't know. So the microbiome again is a very important key factor. If you take Dr. Jack Kruse, he studies a little amount of very little amount of microorganisms which can create lights inside.
Sorry?
Light.
Light, okay.
You have seen those insects who
fireflies.
fireflies, yeah. Like that, they create lights inside, which they are unable to understand what kind of whether it is a specific signaling systems which is trying to give to the human cells to function. So we need to do as far as the modern science is concerned, we need to do. They're doing a lot of work. They need to do a lot of work. The more understanding. There are many research has been done because colon in the larger intestine has a number of microorganisms, microbiome. So after the age of 45, 50, most of it is missing. They get wiped off.
Okay.
So they are trying to understand why body is doing such an action. Yeah.
So, sir, coming back, so are there foods that actually apart from
probiotics? Yeah, probiotics is something, but kefir, the curd, which is one of the highest probiotic in the world. The Japanese do a lot of probiotic according to their culture.
Right.
The Koreans are doing this kimchi and all that stuff. Yeah. Anything fermented is a probiotic food.
It's a high probiotic food.
Yeah. In our understanding, it is body which has the inbuilt capacity to produce the microorganisms getting destroyed by various functional aspects or outside interference. Right?
Yeah.
So, what is that you can promote? It is not that one should take probiotics for it. We do have probiotics in our system of food. The various types of pickles.
Pickles and curd.
Where the ancient type of pickles, where chili powder will not come into action there.
Right.
It's only the rock salt will come into action there. Now, a good food, that's why I started this entire series with Art of Cooking. A good food, in the sense like fresh cooked food, eaten within the stipulated time, which helps to retain your microorganism, helps your body mechanism to do good or creation of microorganisms. See, everything is subject to degeneration and regeneration. Yes. How the human cells are degenerating and new regenerated human cells take over, same microorganisms also, the microbiome part of the body also has a shelf life, as a lifespan, and that gets wiped off, the new ones will come in. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't disturb the production by having stale food, by having highly processed food. Our system of food and nutrition, the South Indian system of food and nutrition, the fresh cooked food taken all the time.
Right.
If you're going to have 3 meal a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, all 3 meal a day fresh cooked food is taken. Not that we cook one meal in the morning and then, in huge quantity and then eat them in the afternoon and the night. No. We are supposed to, according to the food and nutrition science of the ancient Tamil heritage, you are supposed to eat your fresh cooked food within 24 minutes after cooking. That is the highest help to your human body. That is what is probiotic.
You don't need anything external to...
You don't need anything extra at all.
Yeah.
No. I am sorry.
How does ancient Tamil science deal with, of course, the entire microbiome it's a huge topic, and here we're just limiting it to the gut and the digestive part of it. But what are the recommendations from ancient Tamil science to strengthen the microbiome from the body, apart from nutrition?
Water.
Water, okay.
Yeah. Water plays the key role. That's why we have given number of videos on water.
Right.
They had always access to good water. Now the water is polluted because you get your municipal supply where huge amount of chlorine is there.
True.
That itself is more than enough to destroy your microbiome.
Okay.
You should have access to good water, natural good water. Those, if you take the Swat Valley in Pakistan, which has the highest structured water, H3O2.
H3O2.
Yeah. They, even at the age of 95, the ladies produce children. Okay. A guy who lands in Heathrow Airport, who is from Swat Valley, and in his immigration he gives his passport, and the immigration officer sees his passport. He's 126 years old, and he looks at him. He looks 35.
Okay.
He's not able to believe. He's probing him. Who are you? Are you this old? Or some typographical error on this passport? Then you can imagine. If you have access to good water in your drinking and cooking, your microbiome part of your body is going to be in supreme condition. I can challenge you this today. The science, modern science, will study this fact and will be publishing this very soon. And this video will be considered as a factual video at that time.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, sir, so you're saying water is the key, the most important factor in preserving
Nothing
your
you do.
microbiome.
You take water at home, store it in earthen pot and drink it. Store it the previous night. Use the next day.
Use it the next day.
But don't use a pot more than 3 months, more than 90 days. Bring in a fresh one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that it absorbs all the toxins from the water.
Yeah. You will be almost having a good water up to 90 to 95%.
Which is good enough that we can expect in the city.
Yes.
Okay. So any other ways that our ancients have recommended in strengthening the microbiome?
No, the ancients have lived a disciplinary life with respect to the food, with respect to art of cooking, with respect to access to water, with access to preparation of water which we consume and in this thing, that it takes care of. It's a full system by itself.
Right.
They had a holistic approach. They don't have a fragmented approach.
True. So we
they all work a lot. Those days, there are a lot of agricultural activities, and there are so much of work they do that their physical activities was on the higher side. Once again, clearing your acidic part of the body and the faulty proteins of the body by sweating, which normally happens in exercising or working, whatever physical work, which we don't do physical. We think that we are superhuman beings.
We even exercise in the AC, so...
The mere thought of superhuman beings by sitting in front of big screens and working in hours together in computers with softwares, handling, data management systems or, maintenance of systems and all that, an individual thinks that he has become a superhuman being. A superhuman being is a person, is an individual with perfect health.
Perfect. True. Very true.
Whether you are skillful or not, the important part of your life is health. If that is not there, then whatever skills you have do not matter at all.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.